What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and we finally received confirmation about the Attack on Titan Season 4 release date. Season 4 of Attack on Titan will be the final season of the series, and the episodes were initially supposed to start airing in October of 2020. But the global health crisis caused major delays, and for a while we were afraid that the final season of Attack on Titan would be pushed back all the way to next year. Thankfully, we recently found out that Attack on Titan will in fact be back near the end of 2020. In this video, I will discuss the final season of Attack on Titan and the insane ending of the story itself, so definitely stay tuned. Before we begin, a huge thank you to Genshin Impact for sponsoring this video. Genshin Impact is a new open-world action RPG game available on PC, Android, iOS, and PlayStation 4. I recommend the PC version. The big screen makes the adventure more immersive, the graphics are freaking stunning, and it is so much fun to run, climb, swim, and literally glide through the air across this beautiful open world. Playing Genshin Impact is honestly like being inside a fantasy anime world, and I love it. There are 24 different playable characters, and depending on which character you play, you can use awesome sword combos, magic combos, and much more. But the absolutely coolest aspect of Genshin Impact is its elemental combat system. In the game, characters have control over one of 7 natural elements, including Cryo, Dendro, Pyro, Hydro, Anemo, Electro, and Geo. Depending on which element you control and how your element interacts with the element of your opponent, you can create awesome combat strategies. The game launched on September 28th of 2020, so now is the absolute best time to start playing. If you start right now, you'll receive incredible launch awards. These include 1600 Primo Gems when you reach Adventure Rank 7, 10 Acquaint Fate when you reach Adventure Rank 1, and another 10 Acquaint Fate when you reach Adventure Rank 10. And when you reach Adventure Rank 20, you will receive a 4-star character, Barbara. To receive the launch awards, just create an account and use the code in the description. Try it out right now. To download the PC version, which I recommend, click that link in the description. Genshin Impact is also available on mobile in the App Store and Google Play. Now, after a lot of speculation and genuine confusion about the Attack on Titan Season 4 air date, on September 24th, it was confirmed that the final season of Attack on Titan will begin airing on December 7th of 2020. This is about 2 months after a fall anime season show would normally begin airing. But with the widespread delays due to the current global crisis, I for one am happy that the delay wasn't even longer. If you are an anime-only fan, you may be wondering what you are in for with the final season of Attack on Titan. Without spoiling anything, I can tell you that it is going to be absolutely insane, and if they adapt the manga well, Attack on Titan will definitely become an undisputed modern classic anime. If you're wondering whether you should be excited for this season, yes you should, so get ready because it's going to be absolutely epic. But if, as an anime only, you don't want any spoilers from this point forward, you should click away from this video, because now we are going to get into the Attack on Titan source material, the manga, and we'll talk about how the Attack on Titan series will eventually end. So, if you are a manga reader like me, you know that as of this final season release date announcement, the Attack on Titan manga, which is the source material for the anime, is not actually over. In the past, anime series that ended before the manga came to a proper conclusion often chose to stray away from the manga and create a completely different ending to the story. The original Fullmetal Alchemist anime is a famous example of this. Oh, and Game of Thrones is another famous example, and we all know how that turned out. Thankfully, even though the Attack on Titan manga is not yet over, it is definitely in its final stages. Now, we don't know the exact number of chapters that the story has left. In my opinion, it could be anywhere between 5 and 10 more chapters. On the other hand, if Isayama decides to really speed up the pace of the story, or if he decides to make the last few chapters longer, we could theoretically be looking at the manga ending within the next few months. At any rate, if things continue at their current pace, the manga is likely to end around the same time as the anime, maybe a bit sooner or a bit later. But either way, Isayama already knows exactly how he intends to end the series, and he has definitely informed the anime creators of that fact. So yes, I expect the anime will complete the events of the manga, and I expect it to stick to the ending that Isayama has been planning. I don't think that the anime will stray away from the manga, at least not significantly. And that actually makes me very happy, because as tragic and heartbreaking as these last arcs of Attack on Titan have been, they have also given us some of the most memorable and compelling instances of character development in recent memory. I mean, seriously, just think about how much Reiner has developed as a character, how much Annie has changed, and of course we can't forget the man of the hour himself, Eren Yeager. Over the course of the story, Attack on Titan has done something that popular manga series rarely do. It's definitely not unheard of, and we've seen other examples of this in fiction, but in Attack on Titan, the main protagonist of the story, Eren Yeager, went from being a hero to essentially being the world's most ruthless villain. He went from a kid who vowed to destroy the Titans in order to protect humanity, to a man who decided to use the Titans in order to destroy humanity. The biggest comparison that we always keep hearing about is Lelouch from Code Geass. As it's been over a decade since Code Geass finished airing, I don't mind discussing the ending here. In Code Geass, the main character ends up turning himself into a villain in order to turn all the hatred of the world upon himself. His main goal is to stop the constant war and suffering that the people of the world have been dealing with, and the way that he chooses to do that is by uniting all the different nations and factions of the world in their opposition to him. Once everyone starts seeing him as the main threat to global peace, Lelouch orchestrates his own assassination, or pretend assassination depending on your interpretation of the ending. The world then watches as this hated villain is killed before their eyes, and in the aftermath, the once warring nations decide to work together in order to forge a new and better world. Now, I'm definitely oversimplifying the Code Geass story for the sake of brevity, but the point is that Lelouch's story is a great example of the protagonist undergoing a drastic character development. And as Eren has made his own journey from hero to villain, many have made the comparison between Lelouch and Eren, and a lot of people have speculated that perhaps Eren is planning something similar to Lelouch. If Eren turns himself into the world's greatest villain and the single biggest threat to world peace, then maybe all nations can unite in order to defeat him, including the Eldians. Once Eren is defeated, maybe the various nations of the world can finally learn to live in peace, and since the Eldians helped take Eren down, maybe the world will finally learn to accept them. I thought that this was maybe a possible endgame for Eren at first, but the more that the story has progressed, the less likely this scenario seems. And it is worth noting that in Code Geass, there is no race of people who can turn into Titans. Eren being defeated would not change the fact that most of the world is afraid of Eldians as a whole because of their abilities to turn into Titans. In terms of Lelouch, he was definitely responsible for the deaths of many people, including civilians, but he didn't launch a literal global apocalypse that has already killed a countless number of people and leveled nearly an entire continent. If Eren had just taken out a bunch of military targets, or if he had launched a limited rumbling, I could have seen the Lelouch scenario happening. But after chapter 131, I don't think that Eren can be put in the same category as Lelouch. Eren has crossed the line, and short of some sort of time travel shenanigans, I don't think that Eren can ever go back to being a hero who is just pretending to be a villain. Eren's desire to protect Paradise might be noble, but his actions are the very definition of super villainy, and chapter 131 really proved it. And so, if we're not going towards a Code Geass type ending, how will the Attack on Titan manga finally end? There are probably 3 reasonable possibilities, with one additional wildcard option. Option 1 is that Eren really will destroy the whole world except for Paradise. And then after that, he might use the Founding Titan's power to erase everyone's memories of the actual apocalypse. And this would essentially give everyone on the island, except for Eren himself a fresh start, as they would believe that they are the only humans left in the world. And since they wouldn't remember why they happen to be the only humans left, they wouldn't feel guilty about what Eren has done. Option 2 is that Eren will fail to destroy the world because the alliance of scouts and Marleyan warriors will stop him. This option would definitely give us an absolutely epic final battle, but can we really expect Mikasa and Armin to actually go through with killing Eren? I'd have to see it to believe it. Option 3 would involve Mikasa and or Armin somehow convincing Eren to change his mind and stop the rumbling before the entire world is destroyed. However, pulling something like this off without it being anticlimactic would be a huge challenge. And the final option, the one that would be a total wild card, is directly related to Ymir Fritz. If Ymir Fritz decides that Eren's plan isn't the right path after all, perhaps she will use the Founding Titan's power to stop him. Or maybe she can even turn back time using the Attack Titan's future memories. Maybe the story that we are seeing right now is just one of many possible futures that Ymir Fritz saw when she made her deal with Eren. Because presumably, when she made her deal with Eren, Ymir also got access to his future memories. So maybe Ymir will decide to change this future by altering something in the past. Again though, this wildcard ending would be extremely hard to pull off, because after everything that we just experienced in these last several chapters, having Ymir just turn back the clock could be quite anticlimactic. It might feel like it was all a dream bro type of ending, and that would be a hard pill to swallow for the fans of Attack on Titan, since many of us love Attack on Titan precisely because of its ruthless realism. But no matter how the story ultimately ends, Attack on Titan is already a modern classic in my mind. This story is a masterful commentary on human nature and the nature of war. And even though a terrible ending can definitely ruin a series, the Attack on Titan journey so far has been an amazing experience. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Season 4? And how do you think that the story is going to end? Also, do you think that the anime is going to stray away from the manga? Or are we in the clear because of the fact that the manga is almost over? Hit me up with your feedback down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Attack on Titan content right here on the channel, please leave a like to let me know. It really does help. And if you happen to be new to AnimeUproar, or maybe you just haven't subscribed, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. You can also hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.